Guys, welcome to my review for the first episode of Monday Night Raw in the year 2023. This was a very fun episode. I can't wait to chop it up with you guys. Let's get it. So Raw this week started with the intro being cut by the Bloodline, and they started to do this Nexus style wrecking of the ringside area, tipping the announce table over and then going into the ring and saying that they were taking over Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens came out, and before he could say anything, Sami Zayn started to berate him, saying that he ruined his night on Friday after he and John Cena defeated he and Roman Reigns, and so he didn't want to hear any of it. And KO was like, I forgot what I was going to say, so I just feel content to beat all of you guys up. But before KO could get any further, Adam Pearce stepped in, stopping KO and ejecting the Bloodline from the arena. He sent the security after them, but then Solo Sikoa went into Umaga mode, and that's what I'm going to call it from now on. He went into Umaga mode, started beating the security up. Kevin Owens then went into the ring to try to attack the Bloodline. He wasn't doing very well, and then Adam Pearce sends members of the Raw locker room out there. So you had the Street Profits, you had the OC, you had Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, all in an effort to stop the Bloodline. And after all of this was settled, he was like, okay, you've given me a better idea. All of you members of the Bloodline are going to be in matches tonight. We then found out that Elias was going to take on Solo Sikoa in a Music City street fight, which you've kind of seen before. You remember the match Elias had with Jackson Riker in the Thunderdome era with the musical instruments and stuff? It was kind of the same thing. And then you had Sami Zayn and the Usos taking on Kevin Owens and the Street Profits in a 6-man tag team match later. And then it was time for the Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. And prior to the match, Bianca gave an interview to Kathy Kelly where she said that, Alexa and I are no longer friends. We don't have a friendship. And yeah, this was a fun match, all right? But this is what you guys want to hear, so I'm going to tell you. There was some Bray Wyatt shenanigans, and I think we all expected it. Now, this happened when Alexa took Bianca to the outside. She was dominating her, when suddenly she seemed distracted by this fan that had an Uncle Howdy mask. And then she throws Bianca back into the ring, clearly distracted, is about to do Twisted Bliss from the top rope, and she sees right in her line of view another fan with an Uncle Howdy mask, and she seems very conflicted, not knowing what's going on. She looks at the Omnitron, that's what I call it. It's not a Titantron or a Minitron, it's like a blend of those two. It's an Omnitron. On the Omnitron, you have Bray Wyatt's symbol flash twice, and that sort of psychs her out. She goes berserk, she attacks the referee, she attacks Bianca Belair, she gives her 2 DDTs on the steel stairs, which make her bleed from the mouth. There was a stretcher for her. Of course, yes, this match, they kept saying Alexa lost by DQ. I see it as more of was a no contest because of, I never heard the bell, and it was just very interesting. But after that, there was a Gurney sent out for Bianca. Bianca refused. Montez Ford came out during the commercial break to assist her to the back, even though Bianca still wanted to fight Alexa. So I have this feeling that Alexa and Bianca are going to face off at the Royal Rumble again, and of course I don't expect Alexa to win if she is going to be with Bray Wyatt. But it was a very cool segment, and I like where this headed. And then you had Solo Sikoa and Elias face off in that Music City street fight I mentioned earlier. This was a very, very fun match. They both hit each other so hard. Hardy, who is the musician who has made the song for the 2023 Royal Rumble Sold Out, he was there the whole time. And at one point, he offered Elias a guitar to hit Solo Sikoa with. That didn't really work out. And then Hardy jumped the barricade, slid into the ring, and hit Solo Sikoa with a guitar to his back. It clearly didn't have any effect on Solo. Hardy just got out of the ring. Elias took over. For a brief moment, he went to the top rope, attempted to hit a flying elbow, but Solo hit him with a spike and then finished him off with a spinning Solo onto a piano that was outside the ring, and he got the 1, 2, 3. Solo Sikoa has not lost a singles match since coming on the main roster, apparently. And I am really looking forward to seeing what this year has for him. But this was a fun match. And then you had the Usos and Sami Zayn take on Kevin Owens and the Street Profits. And the story here was really Montez Ford, because Montez Ford, obviously his wife not being in the best state, he was worried about her. he wasn't really in the game, and Kevin Owens actually slapped him on point when he tried to tag him in because he was all over the place, kept looking back at the Omnitron area. Montez Ford got fired up, got into the ring, started going crazy on everybody, did the Superman dive, all of that. Eventually the match ended when Sami Zayn hit Montez Ford with a Helluva kick for the 1-2-3. Afterwards they proceeded to attack Kevin Owens, the bloodline that is, when out of nowhere Drew McIntyre and Sheamus come to the aid of these men and fight them off. So we know that on Friday Night SmackDown the Usos will be defending against Drew and Sheamus. And then we had Dexter Lumis going one-on-one with Chad Gable. Now this was clearly a filler match. I think this should have been made to be a Royal Rumble qualifying match because this was so random, but I think they still made the most out of what they presented. I think they are trying to move Dexter Lumis on from the whole Miz Johnny Gargano thing going on. But be that as it may, I think they did quite well with the time they were given. Of course, Otis tried to get involved. Dexter Lumis was having none of that. He sidestepped Otis at one point. Otis ran straight into the ring post, and then he got this roll-up on Chad Gable. They traded roll-ups. He got this roll-up on Chad Gable for the win. So yeah, that ended quite quickly. The crowd was a little dead for it, but it was understandable. This was about 2 hours into the show. And then we had a Cody Rhodes video package that was supposed to be like a part 1 of his road to recovery. So I do think that they are setting him up to win the Royal Rumble. I think they are starting to plant those seeds, hammer it into our heads that yeah, Cody is going to be the guy. So we will wait and see where this goes, but I'm quite excited. We miss Cody and we hope he comes back in good time for the Royal Rumble. And then next you had Damage Control coming out, but before they did, in the backstage area, Adam Pearce was talking to MVP Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Now there have been rumors and there has been a lot of speculation that the Hurt Business is going to be coming back. I am personally excited. They had a 4-month run the first time. I think it was approximately that amount of time, and it was special. I really want to see what they can do, and this time including Omos. Now there is a table for 3 episode on the WWE Network, where, or Peacock if you're in the US, where the 3 members of the Hurt Business are like, yo, if Omos was part of it, he could be someone who could oppose us or be part of us, and it would be cool. And I think we are getting in that direction, and I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table. So you had Bayley coming out to gloat about her win over Becky Lynch about 2 weeks ago, when Becky came out and was like, hey, these 2 women you're using as lackeys are not exactly lackeys, they are workhorses, and it won't be long before they turn on you. Now Bayley kind of laughed it off, said Becky was salty, so Becky was like, okay, how about I face you? Actually, you know what, you're not in ring gear. Becky was like, yeah, I'm Irish, so I'm going to take on these women 2-on-1. I know why I did that. And this match was pretty good for the first few minutes. Becky held her own against Dakota and Io, but eventually started being dominated when suddenly Mia Yim rushed down to ringside to help Becky against Damage Control, and she got it. It was an injection of energy. Of course, it kind of, you know, it went all chaotic. Eventually, it ended when Mia Yim hit an E defeat to Dakota Kai, but she being on the ground led to Io Sky doing a moonsault on her for the 1-2-3, and it looked like a bit of a scary bump that Dakota took, but then again, Dakota is a great seller and I hope she's okay. But yeah, so that's how that match ended, and Becky seemed a little distraught. We might be seeing some seeds, but we'll see how this goes. And then Byron Saxton was able to get an interview with Alexa Bliss in the backstage area, where she said nope, she didn't lose control, she gained control, and now she's gained control over Bianca's headspace, and now Bianca knows that the only threat to her Raw Women's Championship is she, Alexa Bliss. So this was very, very interesting. I think we've had a full heel turn for Alexa now. This story is very intriguing. Like I said, I do see them facing off at the Royal Rumble, which is about 3 weeks away, which is kind of crazy considering we only just entered the new year. But yes, I see that happening. And then we saw a video of Dominic Mysterio. Now, let me tell you this, Dominic Dominic is crushing it. Ever since he joined Judgment Day, turned heel, best thing ever. He looked like a GTA character, so that was pretty funny. But he was talking about how this was not over, this has only started. He has street cred now. It was so funny. We also had a Bronson Reed video package, so yes, he is still there. The last time we saw him was on the last live episode of Monday Night Raw. And then we had an announcement that Hardy will be performing live at the Royal Rumble. I have a pretty good feeling about the Rumble this year. It shouldn't be the debacle that it was last year. And then we had our main event for the United States Championship featuring Seth freaking Rollins challenging Austin Theory. This match was so much fun. Austin Theory was dominated by Seth in the opening minutes, but eventually he gained control, started walloping Seth, and the story here was Seth Rollins' knee coming into play. So it was like a bullseye was focused on that knee. Now a lot of people are saying it was a legitimate injury. I hope it's not, because it's the very same knee that he had that MCL tear on, I think, on the road to 2 separate WrestleManias, 2017, 2019. So yeah, I just hope it's not a legitimate injury. But be that as it may, this match was fun. There were referee bumps, which led to counters from Seth Rollins. You had another official running down to ringside to count. That didn't work out. The second referee almost took a bump as well, only for Seth to get hit in the knee by Austin Theory and to have the match finish with the 8 count down and Austin Theory retaining. And this was a great way to end the show. I was so hooked to the show this week, and as we build to the Royal Rumble, I really hope that everything will work out fine. But this is going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. If you did enjoy this video, please do subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below what your favorite part of Raw was for this week. I will see you in another video. Till then, check out these 2 videos that YouTube thinks you will enjoy from my channel. I will see you in the next time. Till then, take care. Peace, my G's.